Good morning. This is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Windom, Minnesota woman is dead after a reported shooting early Wednesday morning.
Police say officers were called to a home just after 5 o'clock. Authorities arriving on scene found a 70-year-old woman suffering from gunshot wounds. She was taken to a local hospital where she died from her injuries.
Around 10 minutes later, officers were called to a home blocks away from the first for a man who allegedly broke in and was in the bathroom. The 38-year-old was arrested for burglary.
Police believe the two incidents are connected. Authorities say there's no threat to the public.
Christine Erickson has joined Jamie Smith and David Zakaitis as candidates in Sioux Falls 2026 mayoral race.
Erickson served 8 years on the Sioux Falls City Council, and she also represented Minnehaha County in the state legislature.
I want my kids and yours to grow up in a safe, forward-thinking city filled with opportunity. We now are at a pivotal point in our community. The choices we make today will shape Sioux Falls of tomorrow.
The mayoral election is scheduled for June 2nd of next year.
This weekend, the first ADA festival will be held in Sioux Falls to mark 35 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act passed in Congress.
One of the co-chairs for the event says beyond the weekend, people in Sioux Falls can help spread awareness simply by getting to know others with disabilities.
So I encourage people just to get to know people with disabilities. Come to events like this.
The festival kicks off Saturday at 5 p.m. at Levitt at the Falls.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munn. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. We are looking at a day with temperatures that will be a little cooler than what we had yesterday. We'll bring these numbers into the middle 80s for many of us, and it will be a dry day, except for western South Dakota. Chance at a couple of late afternoon or early evening showers and thunderstorms in and around Rapid City with a high temperature of 83. Now, to go along with our temperatures in the 80s, we'll have light winds. By the time we get into this weekend, temperatures jump to the 90s. A chance that some may hit 100. Brian will talk more about that coming up.
Thank you, Scott. There's a new show on Keloland Plus where you'll learn lots about weather most of the time.
It's called Weather or Not, and it's available now on Keloland Plus. Meteorologist Brian Karstens and Scott Munn talk in depth about the forecast.
For the most part, we'll try to dive deep into what is going on around us, what weather aspects will affect us over the next couple of days, and why. Try to explain why.
However, the two may not always talk about the weather. You could catch them discussing their gardens or recent vacations.
The show drops each day at 1:30, Monday through Friday on Keloland Plus.
23-year-old Hope Grismer broke the record for fastest known run across South Dakota.
Grismer ran from the Wyoming to Minnesota border in 9 days, 8 hours, 39 minutes, beating the record by nearly a full day. She raised over $6,000 for Feeding South Dakota.
You can read more about her 430-mile run in a Keloland.com original by Gracie Terrell on our website.
SDSU Extension is hosting a long list of field days and workshops this summer across South Dakota.
About 70 people attended Wednesday's field day at Cherry Rock Farms in Brandon, where guests toured the vegetable fields, high tunnels, and on-site market.
SDSU Extension is really all about bringing science-based information to the public. And in my role, I really do that by working with farmers and gardeners and providing education about how to grow vegetables, how to grow cut flowers, how to incorporate cover crops, and do things that are going to be people more successful on their farm or in their gardens.
In addition to a walking tour, a free picnic was served at Cherry Rock Farms.
We provided a link with a complete list of upcoming events from SDSU Extension under this story on Keloland.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather update today. Of course, it's not going to be as warm as yesterday, at least in the southeast, but we are expecting those temperatures to climb into the 80s, so pretty close to normal for this time of the year. No more talk about flash flooding or really heavy rain today either. We've got high pressure building in, so the only effect of that we do need to watch is some smoke that has moved into North Dakota and some of the visibility issues up there, and we'll just see how much of that gets entrained into western Minnesota. There is an air quality alert for that. Also, you can see in the Black Hills, couple thunderstorms could develop here late this afternoon and early this evening in that region of South Dakota. But anything that does develop there, it is expected to weaken as it moves east. Tomorrow, there is an increase in some cloud cover in the afternoon around Sioux Falls. We do want to toy with the idea of a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some of the modeling is trying to hint at that, but overall, it looks like temperatures still in the 80s for many of us tomorrow. Central South Dakota, a little bit hotter. And then for the weekend, we're going to crank up the heat and the humidity. Of course, we'll see if any storm action develops in the far north. It appears right now Sunday night could be stormy in North Dakota, as we're going to be really kind of bottled up with all this heat, humidity. I expect, especially on Sunday, most of our region will be capped. It's just going to simply just be hot and humid. But where that cap can break, there's evidence of that in the far northeast. And that could be a problem maybe Sunday night. We'll see where that sits and lands there going into Minnesota as we start to embrace the idea of some thunderstorm chances again early next week in the northern plains. So more weather to come, but we'll enjoy our break today. 87 in Chamberlain, 85 in Pierre. 7-day forecast, 90s for the weekend. Saturday's high 90, 94 Sunday. Now, Monday, 92. We're going to call for some storm chances to start to move in. Sunday night, that could be a factor, but once you get beyond that, it's probably going to be more of a favorable nocturnal storm pattern, but we have a lot of details to hammer out. But I do agree with the cooling trend. I think there's pretty good evidence we're going to see a drop on temperatures starting days 5 through 7 in Aberdeen. So we'll kind of get through that hot weekend, and then things will tend to pull back a little bit. Pierre, you're in for some heat this weekend. In fact, even tomorrow we're back to 93, 96 on Saturday, 97 Sunday. And Rapid City will also heat right back up here after some 80s today, 91 tomorrow, 94 on Saturday, 91 Sunday. Check out the complete forecast online at kettleland.com.